What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an all-new Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4 as our French campaign. We are basically on the verge of having another world war. Germany is obviously expanding exponentially. They have eaten up the Sudetenland territory. They have annexed all of Austria. The Rhineland has been remilitarized, and I believe they have taken over the Prussian city of Memel. So obviously the German Reich is getting exponentially more powerful, and I believe in order to counter their advances, I want to go ahead and stop exercising these troops along the Maginot Line. And so the idea is their health is going to accumulate very slowly, but they're also going to go ahead and begin entrenching themselves. They're already the highest rank possible. So any type of advances from the Germans are going to be absolutely thwarted. As you can see, we are completely out of manpower, and that is one of the biggest issues of playing as the French. I don't think I've actually produced any units rather than 10 Marines and I believe just 3 Mountaineers. But we only had 300,000 to begin with, and we have 900,000 in the field. So that is a little bit of a worrisome thing to point out. All of our forts are being produced inside Savoy. I feel like we aren't really going to have enough time, which makes me a little bit nervous. But let's go ahead and get this Char de Bataille. So we are moving towards the army reform, which is going to finally remove victors of the Great War. So we already removed disjointed government, but if we can remove the victors of the Great War, we're going to gain more recruitable population, and we're going to get land doctrine research reductions, so now they actually cost the normal price. So the idea is if we can finally start researching those, everything will go a lot more efficiently. Okay, I now want to go ahead and start researching better Mountaineers, because not only will they have more health, but they're going to have a lot more attack. So the idea is if all of our Mountaineers inside our defensive formations, they're going to be more efficient. So that is what I would like to have happen. Our Marines, Czechoslovakia has been eaten alive, so I am a little worried that the war is going to happen any day now. So, I believe historically it happens in September of 1939, but Germany has eaten up Czechoslovakia. We're going to take all of our Mountaineers inside Italy, and we're going to stop exercising them. And these Marines inside Corsica are going to stop exercising and go straight to the island. Alright, Italy has eaten up Albania, and we are definitely going to have a war incredibly soon. Let's stop exercising these motorized divisions, and eventually, what I want to have happen... That doesn't make sense. Why do we not have 2 offensive lines? Did I do it right? So what I want to do is I have my very first offensive line, and now I have my second offensive... That doesn't make sense. Okay, so what if I do it like this? No divisions. Alright, let's fix this when we can. Alright, so what I want to have happen is I want to remove Libya and Sardinia as quickly as possible from the Italian Empire. So that's basically going to be my strategy. So we only have an incredibly small amount of offensive units, while all of our Mountaineers are going to be holding the line. All of our infantry are going to be holding the line against Belgium. And we also have our Navy, which we've never really been put to good use yet. We have a very powerful Navy, and we are going to try to secure all of the Mediterranean. I'm hoping the United Kingdom will secure the Atlantic, but I believe, for the sake of simplicity, you're going to go all the way down to Tunisia. Well, actually, I think what we're going to do is let's create 2 units of naval troops. And I'm going to have the United Kingdom take over all of the Atlantic for us, so then we don't have to do any of that. And we're going to take care of the Italians. What I also want to do is let's grab 2 battleships, so 1 and 2, and we're going to grab 2 or 3 heavy cruisers, and that is going to be all. So we're going to put 2 battleships in this group, and we're going to put 4 heavy cruisers into this group. And just like that, let's go ahead. You are currently based in Brittany, which is not a good idea. Let's put you inside, I guess, Marseille, which is, ooh, not a level 10 port. Well, it's the best we can come up with. So you are going to search and destroy inside the Adriatic, and inside the central Mediterranean. And I guess we could do Eastern Mediterranean, even though it's not necessary. And then we're going to take these 106 troops. You are currently in Provence, but you are going to search and destroy in the Western Mediterranean, Tyrrhenian, and the Central Mediterranean. So now we have all of the Mediterranean blockaded. And I believe the Black Sea is going to be monitored by the Soviet Union. I have no idea, so I guess we'll find out. We are out of manpower. That is currently our biggest issue of the game. And let's make sure. So one of the biggest things I already forgot to do, we have to activate our plans. So all of Libya is going to be taken. I am not going to be actually activating these Marines. I'm going to do them manually. And I feel like we need to get more infantry equipment. So let's go ahead and stop exercising. Well, once this guy is all the way up, we'll stop exercising. Alright, we have 150 political power, so I'm guessing we can go ahead and I think I'm going to save it for changing my conscription laws. I think that's going to be the first thing I do. Concentrated Industry 3 has been unlocked, so let's go ahead and get advanced machine tools. We are currently working on better weapons. We are not working on engineering companies too, which is horrible. So if we improve our engineers, we have more digging. And like I said, I'm keeping my political power. I want to go ahead and change my conscription law, but sadly I can't do it yet because I'm a democratic country. We need to be in a war. I believe all of these cavalry units can stop exercising. All of these colonial troops can stop exercising. And our infantry units can stop exercising. So now everybody's trained, but we're now getting more anti-tank. We're getting more artillery. We're getting more motorized, but at an incredibly slow pace. If I get any more military factories, they're obviously going to go into our plane production. Let's go ahead and get the Alpine forts right now, because we have... Let's make sure I'm right. Yep, everything is being worked on inside Savoy. This is definitely going to be done before 70 days. So we're going to get a bunch of free forts inside the Alpine Mountains. And now we absolutely need to focus on building up a defensive formation inside Belgium. I am absolutely worried that our war is going to break out any day now. Italy has now joined the Axis, so it's a good idea that we're building up some forts. And like I said, I want to get level 4 forts in all of these areas. And once these are done, I am then going to extend the Maginot Line, and it looks like we have a Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. And if you are a student of history, you will know that the German Reich and the Soviet Union have created a non-aggression pact. So when Germany invades Poland, Germany will get the western half, while as the USSR or the Soviet Union are going to get the eastern half of Poland. So war is about to break out, and I do not have enough manpower, and I'm incredibly nervous. I think it's going to happen in September, but one thing I can do is I can actually wait a few months, which is probably not a good idea because I need to invade Italy as quickly as possible. Alright, we have the communist threat. The threat that a united Germany and Soviet pose is too great to be ignored. After the two countries' agreement for the partition of Poland, we have a difficult choice to make. If we let the Parti Communiste Français operate as they have so far, we open ourselves to internal struggle as the Soviet grow in power. By prescribing any communist activities or affiliation with the Parti Communiste Français, we send a powerful signal to all citizens that we will not tolerate anyone who poses a threat to peace. Traditionally, we have been able to include Parti Communiste Français in political discussions, but as they refuse to renounce their allegiance to Moscow, it may be time to take drastic measures. So this is going to anger a lot of people, but what we're going to do is remove communism from France altogether. And obviously we're going to lose a little bit of political power, and the change in popularity is going to go down, but the Soviet Union is not going to like that very much. So we've removed communism from France, and oh man, World War II is going to break out any moment now. So obviously the USSR is angry with us, but it needed to happen. How much infantry equipment are we down? Actually, we have excess equipment with every single area, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and throw in some close air support. I don't really want tactical bombers, but I guess they can stay. I'm going to throw 50 into southern France. Now, these are close air support, so they are bombers, but they obviously have a much smaller range than our tactical bombers. But these are basically a lot cheaper, and they're a lot more agile as well. Let's go ahead and throw on down some more close air support. I want to throw in 100. So this is in northern France. Let's go ahead and throw in 100 extra planes there, and 100 extra planes there. Okay, we should now have negative and negative. Yes, we do. Everything is good. We have a lot of support equipment. I definitely, absolutely want those forts, and I want this engineering company. Is there anything that I can do? I need 150 to change my conscription laws, but I'm just absolutely terrified that I'm not ready for a war. And all I really need to do, so mountaineers have been produced. We should probably get better recon companies. We need so much, and I just don't have the technology to research it. Let's get better anti-tank, because it's only 50% reduction. And very soon, I'm going to start working on recon companies as well. Alright, all of our Alpine forts have been constructed. Let's go, and now we've unlocked better infantry equipment. So what we're going to do is start working on recon companies. I feel like field hospitals would be a lot better. But we need a lot of things, and we don't have enough research. So let's go ahead, switch over our infantry equipment. Obviously, the production efficiency has plummeted. But now we're producing better equipment, and it will need to go ahead and become more efficient over time. We are going to extend the Maginot Line. Let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to get more forts for free inside Belgium. I'm hoping that all of these forts are going to be constructed. Let's move this up and this up. So I want all of these forts to be produced as quickly as possible because they're going to be free. So these are the cheapest ones, and level 5 forts and level 6 forts, which we are not going to try to build, those are going to be free. And if you're wondering about how much they cost, each level of fort is 500 construction cost. So the idea is a level 5 fort is going to be 5 times 5. That's about 2,500 construction cost. And we're going to get a level 6 fort, which is about 3,000. So we're getting about 5,500 construction for free. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 5,500, that is 35,000 construction cost, which is basically about 3.5 civilian factories all for free. Poland refuses the German ultimatum. We are now inside World War II. I am actually going to try to wait about 2 weeks, only because I want all of these forts to be constructed, and I'm really nervous. Champagne probably needs to go to the front, and then Calais can be last. But I think we are definitely good to go. But my number one priority is I need to extend... Actually, let's go ahead. Once I enter the war, I can add more conscription. I'm going to wait 5 days. And I'm going to enter the war on September 7th. Okay, we are now going to accept a call to arms from the United Kingdom and Poland. So they're all part of the Allies. My number one priority is to now go ahead and change my conscription law. So all of our units are going to take 10% longer to recruit, but now we actually have troops, so that's nice. And we're going to go ahead and change our economy to a war economy. And that means not only did we gain more consumer goods, but or less consumer goods, so now we have more factories, but everything's going to be producing a little bit quicker. Engineering companies have been unlocked. We absolutely need field hospitals, so I guess we'll research those. And my number one priority is now we are going to go ahead and slow down the game and begin our invasion of Libya. And as you can remember, Alphonse here has already, accepted his leadership plan. So what we're going to try to do is remove all of Libya. All of our Marines are moving on into the port, and they should be able to overthrow the Italians very easily. Anti-tanks have been upgraded. Let's go ahead and get Field Hospital Rank 2. Which I guess we're working on. We're not in 1940. We could get better artillery, but I think my #1 priority is to get encryption rather than decryption. So it's going to be a lot harder for the enemy to find out my plans. Alright, here comes all of our Marines. We now want to create a front line, and we now want to take all of Sardinia for myself. I'm happy that our plans are going well. All of our Marines are going to activate. We are taking over all of Libya. And it looks like... Ooh. Let's go ahead and send 1 unit back. And I actually want to slow this game down just a tad. We were on speed 5. Now all of our aggression is finally being pushed on forward. We definitely should be good to go in just a few months. So here's the last 3 forts that are being constructed. Let's go ahead and start pumping out some more military factories. And the idea is I want to finally get all these planes produced. We're lacking motorized. No, we're not. We have 1.8 thousand. So I believe this motorized division should absolutely trump whatever Italian division this is. All of our naval battles are going well because we have... Ooh, this is a really big battle. I think we can win this fight. We have more battleships than they do. The fall of Warsaw. Poland has capitulated. And just like that, the German Reich has annihilated Poland. And historically, France isn't supposed to last that much longer. But because we have so many forts, I'm thinking this can finally work out in our favor. USSR has now taken all of this territory. And I believe this was Poland as well. Well, yep, this was Poland. So the USSR is growing in strength. We have now taken that from Libya. And everybody else is plummeting their way across all of the colonial Italian territories. All of our Marines are fighting an environment that they are not necessarily good at fighting against. Alright, the German Reich has declared war against Luxembourg, and I think what I need to do is start pumping out some actual infantry divisions of mountaineers, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. I'm just hoping we can hold the line. Ooh. We have to survive for 42 days. That's not good. Is there anything that I can do? Maybe take 4 units of Mountaineers. And what I'm going to do is actually create an fallback line like this. We do have a lot of anti-tank, but I think we need to throw on a little bit more. So let's throw in an anti-tank, let's throw in an artillery, and let's throw in a field hospital. And I guess we could throw in a logistics company. Now I'm hoping we can hold the line. We are going to take a few more days, so 6 days until we have better forts. It looks like we can get a Lend-Lease from Sweden, so we will go ahead and accept that. And all we need to do is hold the line. How is Sardinia? We are basically about to conquer Sardinia. We are about to conquer all of Libya as well, so that is nice to see. If we get attacked by the Germans in the next few days, this could not end well. So right now, the Germans would have a negative 45% penalty. I would like to make it a negative 60% penalty. And obviously, we do need to wait about 23 days for a bunch of those free forts. Alright, the Germans, well technically the Spanish, are attacking us. Alright, Belgium has joined the Allies. This is not good. We are definitely going to be in a little bit of some trouble, but at least these Mountaineers have made it on over to where they need to be. So they're holding the line. In fact, I would like to go ahead and push this over like that. So a Mountaineer is going to switch on over. It's going to dig on in. Are we missing any anti-tank? In fact, we have a lot of extra anti-tank. We're just missing artillery. But yes, things are starting to heat up. We have a lot of ships everywhere. I wonder how many units we've destroyed. They had about 120 naval ships, and now they've got about 70. So we've destroyed a lot of units from the Italians. Alright, you need to go here, and you need to go there. Okay, this is definitely a very tough war to be a part of. any day now, we are going to have level 4 forts in both of these areas. In fact, what is happening? I never built forts in these areas. Ah, that's bad. I hope this isn't going to be the end of our campaign because of that little failure. I hope it's not going to make a big difference, but all we need to do is survive for 17 days. Advanced machine tools have been unlocked, so let's go ahead and start researching. It's not 1940. Excavation would be useful, but I think I'm going to try to get decryption. And once we have the Maginot Line, I'm eventually going to do an army reform, so then we have more population and a lot of extra experience. So everything seems to be going well. I'm just incredibly nervous that we don't have the most powerful forts inside these territories. And all they really need are some tanks, so I'm hoping that isn't the case. But we do have some bombers, we do have some anti-tank artillery. We now own all of Sardinia, so let's go ahead and garrison all of these areas. And let's take our military police, which I guess are now going to head to Sardinia. There goes the Netherlands. And we are going to throw them into this Libyan territory. You guys need to secure this airbase. And I think any day now, all of Libya should be ours. Okay, we are fighting off a lot of Germans, which is awesome to see. See, yeah, our forts are already being hit massively, which is not good. And it says we're not winning this fight, which makes me nervous. Alright, we are 9 days away from extending the Maginot Line. And see, as you can see, you know, it says that we aren't really doing all that well. Alright, 7 days away. I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and also expand and speed up the game just a tad bit. Okay, we are thwarting a lot of German offenses. We have to go 5 more days, and then we finally have this Maginot Line. So everything is going better. Sadly enough, because we are currently fighting, it's going to take some time until we can actually build up some forts. But our economy is healthier than where it was a couple years ago. Do we now own all of Libya? Yes, we do. I would like to go ahead and assist the United Kingdom inside Ethiopia, but I don't think... Well, you know what? Let's do that. Let's take 4 of these troops. In fact, let's take 6. And what I'm going to do is bring you all the way down to Ethiopia, and we are going to try to remove this port altogether. Alright, let's activate you. I'll just throw on any general we have. And we now need these 2 units to guard the ports in northern Africa. I realize they are spread incredibly thin. We have extended the Maginot Line, so now we have much better forts. So I'm hoping this will last enough time. And now what I want to do is initiate our very first army reform to not only gain experience, but we can finally start rushing on through with our land doctrines. And you know what? I think we are going to go ahead and end this episode here. I believe the worst is over, but obviously we need to build up these last 2 forts. But thank you all for joining me. Hope you all have an awesome day. I will see you in our next adventure.